Hello everyone, welcome back to the Beginner's Guide to SMITE Solo, or Warrior. Now, Slash is probably the most straightforward in concept to approach if you're playing a Warrior. Because unlike a lot of the other roles, as in Conquest, you don't have necessarily a set goal. You are just supposed to adapt. Your goal is basically just literally adapting to fill in whatever the team needs. That is your one goal. Does your team need another tank? Build tanky. Does your team need more damage? Throw some damage items in there. It really depends on the situation. So, now also keep in mind that you are going to, even in Slash, you're going to want to build kind of hybrid. You will want some protections, you will want some damage. How you approach that really depends on the warrior. I'm using Vamon here because with Vamon, I can choose to either do ability damage, I can do auto attack damage, I can do whatever I want basically. I can shift very easily to any need my team has. I have a really balanced team here, so let's see where we're going from here. Let me see what I want to... No, we'll be this one. I think is cool. Now, they have fairly heavier, tanky people, so we're going to want to splash a little bit more damage than maybe we normally would. The reason for this is because Anubis gets increased protections from his passive. Ra's heal provides protections for his allies. Amaterasu is, of course, a warrior. She's got higher base health. She's got damage mitigation when she activates her mirror. And, of course, Atlas is a guardian. So, I mean, the only one who doesn't in some way increase the defenses of himself or others is Uller. That's it. So we are going to be looking to deal a little bit more than the usual amount of very specific types of damage. I'm actually thinking of going into War Flag. I think would be a really strong move here to really boost up the attack speed, because Hou Yi has excellent autos, Daji can use autos, and Zeus, of course, can also use autos. So I don't know why I don't have this starter item in here. That's a definite oversight on my part. I will have to change that, but we're going to go with the War Flag. Ra doesn't really have a good escape. Atlas is okay. Anubis doesn't. Uller has auto attack. Yeah, we'll actually probably go for Frostbound. But our first move should obviously to be building up our protections. Fafnir is probably going to build his hybrid there. So let's see how we want to roll with this. Yeah, he's probably going to do that. What I actually want is we're going to go for Gerdusi's shield. Is what we're going to do first. I'll have to make that adjustment as well. It should be there. We'll go ahead with Blink, and then we're going to run these. Again, the enemy team has a little bit higher defenses than normal, so we're going to want to aggressively treat that. Especially since they also have 3 squishy targets, so we'll also need to be maintaining a certain amount of defense going on here as well. It's definitely going to be a very interesting hybrid kind of thing going on here. Oh, we're going to go ham right on in here, huh? Alright. Let's roll then. Oh, that's because I already got damage. Whoops. I was a little late to that party, wasn't I? Alright. No, I don't know what you were planning on doing, but I'm not going to let it happen. It was a good play. She's a little bold. She backed up really nicely, though. Good play by the Zeus. Oh, so close to getting him. I missed that completely. Alright. That's fine. Hou Yi survived. Alright, does Uller have a lot of health potions? Yeah, he does. Well, that was a free raw ult. That was interesting. Alright, back in we go. So Caduceus Shield is going to give us some protections, it's going to give us some power, it's going to give us better healing, it's going to increase Fafnir's heal. If OE builds lifesteal, it'll increase his heal. Yeah. Now that you've used most everything you've got. Oh, we're going pretty ham here, huh? Alright. Oop. The bold move. Good play by the Ra. You just immediately went for the beads. That was not... He saw that coming. You turd. Hello? You got something to say? That's what I thought. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna want this. How close are we to Caduceus Shield? 1350. Alright, we're not anywhere near there, so that's cool. I'm gonna need to head right. Okay. Good play, good play. Okay. Thanks, sir. Really? Does she pick that up? She does. All right. I used too many health potions, but that's okay. I gotta go back pretty soon anyways. Take it, take it, take it. I'm fine. There we go. Perfect. And now we're leaving. Because I have no mana, and I'd like to have some of that. Alright, my next move... Probably Berserker's Shield. Now they have primarily magic. I'm going to go for Shogun's Kusari next. Then get Berserker's Shield, and then I'll focus a little bit more on damage. I'll probably build... Toxic Blade, and then I want to grab Chin Size as well. I think that'll really help out. Your right tower has been destroyed. Enemies incoming right. Oh, they took the tower. That's all they were really after, wasn't it? Alright. Well, I've got ult in 13, so... You want to tango with me, huh? Distract the enemy here? That's fine. Oh, they got me. I'm dead. I didn't think that he was going to be able to hit that from that distance. I was not paying enough attention. That is entirely on me. Alright. There we go. Okay. Now. Oop. Let me completely whiff that. And slap this down. Good. Excellent job. No. Denied. Fair enough. Ah, one more second I would have been able to kill him. That's a shame. That's a shame. I was very close. At the very least, I was able to distract Amaterasu away from the fight, so Atlas had to back up. Not a huge win. Actually, it's not even a win because I died for it. But silver linings, you know how it is. They're 100% focused on towers. They're probably trying to wear down the towers as quickly as possible so they can get a single juggernaut and push it through to victory, is I think what they're trying to go for here. Which is a fairly bold strat. Not what I've seen before, but it seems to be what they're going for. Missed that? Alright. Subtle. Interesting. Good. How you doing? How you doing? Good play. That's right. Okay. Okay. I understand the assignment. Yep. Alright, I gotta get out of here, considering Anubis is right there. Yeah. And I don't have my full magic protections up yet. So we're gonna leave. I'm gonna get this. We're gonna go for Frostbound at this point, which should really help lock down all of the enemies. We're gonna go for Cloak of Meditation. And we're gonna upgrade that immediately. Okay, now I want Frostbound because I want to lock down the enemy people who can't move very fast, which would be Anubis and Ra. I want to be able to reduce Ullr's attack speed. I know he's using abilities a lot of the time, but he still has the potential to do well with his auto attacks. It's not like he hasn't got that option at all. And I would like to remove that option if possible. What are you doing, Atlas? Silly goose. Am I not using my... There we go. Oh, wow. I got slapped. My button assignment for my relic changed, which is fairly interesting. Not sure how that managed to happen, but okay. I'll have to adjust that after the fact. I know when I did it. I must have accidentally moved where that button's positioned, or that button is directing to. I was trying to get it so I could screenshot with my mouse, with one of my mouse buttons, but that has definitely not been able to happen. Uh-oh. We don't need to surrender yet. We don't need to surrender yet. You've still got this. I wish I could have healed up. Oh, I didn't buy... Oh, wait. Well, hold on. I've got a couple seconds for Juggernaut. Didn't even buy my upgrade to the Heavy Hammer here. Come on. Gotcha. Come here. Okay. You saved that for me, didn't you? Interesting. How you doing? Nice. Yeah, she needs to get out of here. Oh! That was close. Can we push this down really quick? Theoretically, the answer is yes. Yeah, I figured we could take that. Good, good. How you doing, Ra? Nice. Oh, Anubis. Hey, what are you doing over here? Doing silly goose things? That sounded gross. That sounded worse in real life than I thought it was going to. Let me just put a stop to that nonsense right there. It's a big ol' no for me, Doug. Alright. Oh, oh! No, 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 no. We're not letting this happen. No, save our Fafnir. How's it working out for you, guy? Didn't get Hou Yi, though. Alright. Pretty sure we need to get out of here. I think we're overstaying we're overstaying here. Don't you dare, punk. That was an awesome shot. Just leave it. Leave it be. Zeus almost died. We don't need him dying here. Just leave it alone. Fafnir can take care of the wave. That's fine. We have this. We're going to go for Berserker's Shield. Alright, great. I'm not sure I'll have the capacity to get Chin Size. I have to make a decision. I can get Chin Size, I can get Dominance, I can get Toxic Blade. Those are my options. Oh, that's why. It's pressing the... Okay, no, no, my buttons aren't wrong. I just pressed the wrong button earlier because I'm some kind of lunatic. I died for no reason. Alright. Wasted my ult, too, which is unfortunate. It's probably the worst thing. If just dying would have been bad enough. I wasted my ult trying to heal myself. I should have just accepted death. Yeah, what do I actually need here? All things considered, I think Toxic Blade is my best bet. I'll already have 10% penetration, which will be at least decent enough. Toxic Blade will give me some flat penetration. I don't necessarily think... Because they're all increasing their protections, they're not increasing their health. Ra is not boosting his health. Anubis is not boosting his health. I don't think Chin Size would do me enough good to justify that. So I'm going to go with the Toxic Blade here. I mean, I'm doing decent enough damage to the squishier targets with my auto attacks. I only need the penetration to get through the boosted extra protections that they have inherently. I will tank this for you. But this is a very unpleasant situation. Didn't expect the rightwards move, huh? Retreat, Hou Yi. I'm going to cover for you by being distracting. Let's see if I can catch anyone out. No, I probably shouldn't. I should probably finish Berserker's Shield.
That's a fine piece right there.
Okay.
Thanks.
Go over here and stop this Juggernaut. Because that seems to be what people are going for right now. Oh, can we slap Bad Boy over here? No. Good. Oh, wow. He's hitting really hard. Ratatouille, Spirit Magus. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, let's get that Toxic Blade. If he takes care of Ra, that's a win in the fight. Either one of them just needs to take care of him. It doesn't matter who. Okay, can we get a draw here with the Fafnir? No, he's going to retreat. Yeah, because the Amaterasu was coming in. That's understandable. It's the right choice. I don't think he's going to make it because that's a really bad time to untransform, but he's really tanky, which is really nice to see. I'm on my way. Very nice. Excellent. Yeah? You already jumped, didn't you? Hello, Anubis. Let me see if I can cut him off. Almost. I'm gonna die. Not today, Zerg. This is a fairly exciting chase scene, to be completely honest. I was hoping they could pick up... Oh! They did! My sacrifice was not in vain! Oh, you dying for that wasn't necessary, though, but it looks like she'll pick up Ra. Okay, that's their two of their primary damage dealers. How's the Anubis doing? Anubis is doing terrible, yeah. Alright. That overall was okay. That was a bold move. We don't need to surrender. Who keeps trying to surrender? Ho Yi for some reason. No need for that. There's no need for that. That was a good turnaround by the Daji. It really was. I'm doing okay so far. I'm trying to fill in gaps here, which is always a little bit interesting with team comp as unusual as theirs. I'm doing alright with it, though. See if I can get my upgraded war flag for even more benefits. That's fine. I want that Uller. Come here. Come here, Anubis. Ra, are you asleep? What are you doing? Holy cow, I almost died to that. If he hadn't left then, I would have died. Did he actually leave? I'm not sure. All I know is my allies need help. You think you have me? Is that what you think? I've just been shelled. Shoot. Yeah, kill me now, huh? I got frostbound. You ain't doing nothing. Pardon me. Excuse me. Thank you. What's this? What's all this back here? What's this cheeky little Uller doing back here? Missed. Walked right into Zeus. Oh, feels bad, man. Hold on. I gotta take care of this wave really quick. They don't even need me for that, honestly. Just gonna come over here and take care of this and then go back. Because I have enough for the enhanced war flag. War banner, that's the one, thank you. And also to upgrade my relics, which we also really want. Ooh, I can afford a power pod. Nice. Okay. Good. Can we get this? No, it's not up in time. Let's go kill Ra. Nope. Missed, but that's okay. What do we got over here? Anubis. Getting ulted, even. Take extra damage. Get out of here. Good. Hi. I have Toxic Blade. Your healing is going to mean nothing. You're going to jump out, yeah, and I'm not going to be able to keep up with you, I don't think. Unless you turn around and look at me. My goodness. See, now you've done goofed. I'm not sure how that killed you, but alright, I'll take it, I guess. I'm not entirely sure what killed him there. Ew! Zoinks. I think I sneezed my soul out of my body. Alright. Hello. Alright, so I really made a recovery at the end there, but again, that's more because of my build specifically. Frostbound was a really huge deal, but you'll notice it wasn't even until I built Toxic Blade and Berserker's Shield. My build was really specifically designed, and I want to go through that really quick. I kind of got distracted by the actual gameplay and the fact that I just love playing Vamon way too much. But let me go through my build really quick, because again, just as in Conquest, just as in every other mode, how effective you are as a warrior is going to come down to your build. Yes, knowing the character you're playing as, knowing the warrior really well, is a big help. But the make or break of playing a warrior is in the build. Now, my relics here really didn't matter too much. You'll notice that my relics didn't really have an impact. I probably, in retrospect, should have built the Ankh. I'm going to be really honest. I probably should have used that. I probably could have gotten 1 or 2 more kills. Or somebody else could have gotten 1 or 2 more kills if I'd built the Ankh like Amaterasu did. I probably should have built that. I probably should have built that instead of the cloak. My personal opinion. Maybe you agree with the cloak, maybe you disagree with it. It depends on your personal emotions towards the Cloak of the Ascetic. But, in retrospect, I probably should have gone with the Ankh. Alright? I just want that to be very clear. Now, we're talking about the reason why I built the War Flag. I could really use the attack speed and the movement speed. Zeus could really benefit from that. Hou Yi could really benefit from that. And Daji could really benefit from that. She chose, actually, at the end there to build dominance specifically for that, I think. Not only did I have War Banner, but I had Shogun's Kusari. Again, if it's the same thing, increasing attack speed. Fafnir boosts the attack speed of an ally as well, so that stacks on top of that, so that's really beautiful. I went with Caduceus shields, more specifically for myself and Fafnir. We're typically going to be together. If Daji had built some lifesteal, she would have benefited from that as well. I was anticipating her to be completely honest. Most Dajis do. The fact that she did not kind of surprises me a little bit. I don't know if it's not meta to build Daji with lifesteal anymore. I haven't seen or played enough Daji this season so far to really know for sure. But she didn't build any in this situation, so this wound up being not quite as useful as I was originally anticipating when I first built this. But it worked out well enough in the long run. This also really doubles as an effective way of countering, at least somewhat countering, most anti-heal, who, frankly, by the way, I would like to point out that Amaterasu's Ankh was the only anti-heal they had. This is important. Frostbound, again, as I stated earlier, Frostbound was really the linchpin of the build. I knew Ra and Anubis wouldn't be able to just walk away from me once I built this, because they don't have any escape. And Ra's movement speed boost is not as strong as it used to be, and will not provide him with enough of a boost to get away from Frostbound. And Uller, it would just be unable to fight me consistently with Frostbound. He would basically have to use his kit on me to kill me, and then once that was all on cooldown, he had no options, because Frostbound was reducing his attack speed so much that he wasn't really going to be able to outbox me, which was the intention here. Berserker's Shield, this was really primarily more about getting a combination of power and protections than anything else. The physical penetration I did want, because, again, the enemy team, with the exception of Uller, was tankier than average, so the 10% physical penetration was going to come in more handy than it usually does. Usually, when you build percentage penetration, you're really looking to target the enemy warrior and the enemy support. But because of Ra's healing and Anubis' passive, they were going to have more than the average amount of physical protections than most other mages do. So Berserker's Shield was also vitally important for that physical penetration. Finally, Toxic Blade for the anti-healing, because again, Ra healed himself and others, Anubis heals himself, Amaterasu heals himself. I'm again surprised Uller didn't build lifesteal, but when he's using his axes, he's got passive lifesteal anyways, so either way, he heals himself as well. The only one who didn't heal himself here was Atlas. But I knew this would be overall effective, and Toxic Blade would help me keep up with even Ra's boosted movement speed, even if that did become a problem, which would only be a problem if he was barely inside of my range anyways. But this allowed me to keep on pace with him, and you'll also notice that if my ult hadn't ended, I would have been able to catch up to Uller, because Uller kept turning around and looking at me. And my movement speed boost from Toxic Blade would have helped me catch up to him and continued slapping him if it had been earlier in the ult usage. That is really why I built a lot of this. That is the specific reasons the whole way through. And Amaterasu, really interestingly enough, has an odd build. Now, she didn't finish Warrior's Axe, that's fine. She was probably going to go with, not the Hero's Axe, the other one. But Runeforged Hammer so early on doesn't make a ton of sense. Consider that Atlas is their primary source of crowd control, right? If an enemy has been grabbed by Atlas, yes, Runeforged is going to do a lot of damage to that person, and stacking with her passive, which I believe increases the amount of damage the target takes by 3 or 5%, that's really powerful. That's quite a powerful combination. But if Atlas wasn't crowd controlling anyone, Uller has a stun, Anubis has a stun, and Amaterasu's ult stuns if she lands all 3 hits. Without Atlas, their ability to crowd control to the point where Runeforged would have a substantial influence. I mean, yes, she has a silence, but that silence lasts for literally a second. She could probably pull off 2 possible auto attacks in that amount of time, or utilize her mirror. This is a powerful item, but I don't think that her team composition really justified this. Yes, they had some slows. Ra has a slow, Anubis has a slow, Amaterasu has her silence, Atlas has a ton of crowd control, and Uller has a stun. That's it. There's really not that much crowd control, and especially with Amaterasu. Runeforged is best when you yourself have a decent amount of crowd control already as a baseline, and your allies can bring in a lot of crowd control as well. But her allies weren't really bringing in that much in the way of crowd control. Anubis was dying too quickly to be a consistent source of crowd control, be it his slow or his stun. Ra was not often close enough to use his blind for the crowd control features, and even when he was, I was, at the end game, slapping him down with my ultimate, which he couldn't get away from. Uller, of course, has the stun, and he wasn't terribly accurate with that. None of this she could have predicted. Well, she could have predicted the Ra not using the blind as effectively. That's fairly predictable. She should have spent more time protecting the Anubis to really get the most out of him, but she really didn't. She was really banking on the Atlas giving her the crowd control she needed, which isn't a bad idea, but the problem is that her only source of increasing her own damage this way through Runeforged Hammer is in her ultimate, which granted is on an only 60-second cooldown, but also, we have to ask ourselves, what was this doing for her team? What specific purpose was this filling? Besides the mild inefficiency of building this item given the team composition and her kit, this wasn't helping her team at all. Caduceus' shield was intended to help myself and my team right off the get-go. Same thing with the Warrior's Axe. Now, in Conquest, you start the match boxing the enemy, so Warrior's Axe and its passive makes much, much more sense for that, along with the first 3 items being tailor-made to counteract the enemy laning, the enemy solo lane. That is the point in Conquest of your first 3 items, but in Slash, you don't have that. You aren't going mano-a-mano with the enemy warrior. You are in a group setting immediately, so you have to build in a group setting immediately, and she was not doing that. Runeforged Hammer probably serves her really well in Conquest, But in Slash, it doesn't make much sense for the reasons I just detailed. There's just not enough consistent crowd control. And I'd argue even in solo lane there isn't enough consistent crowd control, but it's got, the core stats of the Runeforged Hammer are good enough where you probably would want to build this in solo lane anyways, even with Amaterasu. Talisman of Energy was a much better idea. Now, some people would say, well, there's not a whole lot of need for attack speed on the team, and I would happen to disagree. Atlas can use it to make his pulse happen more often. Uller, of course, again, can use a certain amount of auto attack boosts. Amaterasu, of course, can use it, but the movement speed boost was really going to help Anubis and Ra to get out of ugly situations. The only reason it didn't is because she was never close enough to them for them to take advantage of this, which is more of a strategic error of her part than a build error. Breastplate of Determination, this is primarily to keep her alive. I think she should have gone with the other one. I think that would have done her more good. I think it would have helped her stay alive longer. We had, like I said before, we had a decent amount of strong auto-attackers, or potentially strong auto-attackers on the team, and I think she would have done much better using the other breastplate. Caduceus Shield, I mean, she's got Ra, she's got Anubis, she's got herself, she's got Uller. This makes a lot of sense. She probably should have built this slightly earlier, but she should have actually built this instead of Runeforged, to be honest, but that's just my personal opinion on that one. And Bulwark of Hope, this is, I think, a desperation buy. She really should have probably built some anti-heal. No, I was healing myself, Fafnir was healing himself, and Zeus had some mild amounts of self-healing, but that was definitely a desperation build, though. But yeah, you can see really where her build in the middle there was really tuned into the needs of her team, the needs of, how to better counter us, with the exception of the Breastplate of Valor being the wrong glyph, in my opinion, but again, that's my opinion. I think the attack speed reduction would have really helped her. But be that as it may, this is just generally how you want to approach Slash as a warrior. Don't be too concerned if your early game in Slash sucks. As a warrior, you are supposed to figure out what your team needs and build into that, and that's going to change over the course of the match, right? The prime example was I wasn't sure I was going to be building either Toxic Blade or Chin Size until it was time to build it, and I had to make a decision, and I made the correct one, I'm glad to say. Toxic Blade was the move. With that being said, thank you all very much for joining me. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, ideas, suggestions, or requests, please leave them in the comment section below. If you liked this, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, please ignore me, and have a great 24 hours.